Yo, so I saw this TikTok about this girl, right? And she had to be probably, I think in her late 20s, maybe early 30s. And she made a TikTok basically saying she had her bachelor's degree, she had her master's degree. She was essentially like, I did all of this schooling, all of this work to get to this career. I think she wanted to be like a teacher or something, just to get into this career and then not like it and then get out of it. She was essentially saying, I did all this work, all this school work, just for high schoolers and young content creators to be making more than me just from posting on social media. And don't get me wrong, don't no content creators come for me, because I know that a lot goes into content creation. Like, we literally are everything. We're the videographer, we're the creative director, we are the photographer, we're all these things just plopped into one. And so I understand what goes into being a content creator, but I thought her TikTok really did open up a very interesting can of worms. Like, a lot of people are going to school, they're doing all the things that people told them to do when they were younger to get a good paying job and a long-lasting career, but they're either not liking the job or they aren't getting paid as much as they feel like they should be getting paid. So my question is education on its way out? Like, this is a genuine question, y'all. Like, all you see on TikTok now are people who are starting their own businesses or going into like different industries with no experience and just building a career from the ground up. They're going into entry-level tech positions with like a high school diploma and making six figures. Like, there are so many people who are making a really great living and they did not go to school. So is education on the way out? Now, I know some form of education is gonna have to always be there. For example, people in healthcare essentially kind of have to go to school. Even though I will say, back in the day, they did used to train people to be doctors without any education. Whenever they just needed doctors and they needed them fast, they used to train people without formal education. While I don't think formal education for healthcare is gonna go anywhere, I do think eventually they are gonna have to start changing it a little bit. I don't know what the changes are gonna be. I don't know how they navigate these changes, but literally in every state, they are essentially begging people to be nurses. I mean, I probably see an ad for a nursing program on Facebook every day, on Instagram every day. They're like, oh, we have accelerated programs, we have bridge programs, we have all these programs, come be a nurse today. Like, literally the ad that I saw on Facebook the other day for Texas basically said that there's a huge nursing shortage in Texas right now. And I asked my friend she just graduated from nursing school, and she said that a lot of nurses are quitting because the ratios are unsafe, the patient to nurse ratios are unsafe. And I can see that too, but it's kind of like, how do you make the ratio safe without hiring more nurses? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have nurses to pick up those extra patients so that you don't have to have so many patients at a time, then how do you fix it? Just not accept as many patients? Like, you just turn patients away? What is the fix? So I do think that eventually formal education for healthcare is gonna have to change, or I don't know, maybe they're gonna have to be a little bit more lenient with their requirements and what it takes to get in. I don't know. But when we look at the nursing shortage, the primary care physician shortage, all of these different shortages going on in healthcare right now, it's like something is gonna have to shake, or else in 2030 we are not going to have a healthcare system anymore, because nobody is going to be working. As far as like young millennials and like Gen Z goes, at some point we have to say to ourselves, you know, do they have a point? Do they have a point? Now, don't get me wrong, I do think that a lot of the younger generation does say a lot of things that I do not agree with. But as far as like the whole job situation goes and the whole not going to school, they're making their choice to not go to school, but then they're also using their skills and using their talents to make a livable income for themselves. Essentially, the younger generation is saying, we're not gonna work our butts off for 10 years to make $10 an hour. Like, we're not, that's just not what we're gonna do. And honestly, what people want you to do as far as education, okay, you go to college, you come out with a lump sum of loans. A lot of loans that now you have to pay back. And then if you go and get a master's degree, hoping that it'll increase your chances of getting a better job, back a whole nother set of loans on top of that. And then if after you do all those things, you get to job applications and you get to interviews and they're like, oh yeah, we want to give you $17 an hour. It's kind of like, what did I even do this for? Excuse me, can you like remind me why I even went to school for this? Because honestly, I'm pretty sure like Target pays like $15 an hour. So it's like, what are we doing here? And then they're constantly increasing the cost of school, increasing the cost of education, but the pay when we get out of school is not going up. It's like I'm paying you thousands of dollars for a degree that's doing what for me? Because it still seems like I have to work my way from the bottom up. So at that point, I could have just started getting experience in high school and then just worked my way up. I didn't even need the degree. I could have just got a whole bunch of certifications and been a way better applicant and started out at a way better pay, you know? Now, the one thing I will say, I know whenever you get into like those management roles and stuff, they do start requiring higher degrees whenever you go into some management roles. But honestly, a lot of these jobs don't even look into the validity of degrees. Like a lot of people are faking degrees on their resume because who is gonna check? My bachelor's degree is real and my master's degree will be real because I don't have the conscience to do anything like that. But people are doing it and it makes it seem like, well, what did I even do this for? You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of things going up. We have the cost of school, the cost of education that's going up. We have food. Regular food in the grocery store is going up. I don't know if y'all have bought eggs recently, but eggs are like $5-6 now. Eggs used to be the cheapest thing you could buy in the store. Like $1-2. Do y'all remember that? And now eggs are like $6 for the 18 pack. I'm just like, oh, wow, what's going on? And then rent is just getting ridiculous. Like, am I getting a new BMW with this $4,000 apartment? No? Okay, then what are we doing? Like, especially for those apartments, like more so you would probably see it in like New York or California where it's like literally a box and I'm paying $3,000-4,000 a month for this box. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But all these things are going up around us, but the only thing that seems to not be going up is the minimum wage.
Because the bills due now, not later. So send the motherfucking funds.
Why is the minimum wage still $7.25? The minimum wage should, at this point, with these prices, should be like $15 an hour. That should be the minimum that you can pay somebody. You shouldn't be able to pay anybody under $15. And even with $15 an hour, you're still stretching. We're still stretching it. So my question is, does the younger generation have a point? Now, I've said it on this channel before, I wouldn't change my experience. I would go back and do college all over again. But it more so was about the college experience for me. Because honestly, the first 2 years of college is literally just like basic classes. They make you take all those basic like math, communications, algebra, sociology. They make you take all these classes that literally have nothing to do with your degree in the first 2 years, and then the last 2 years is like classes that are actually related to the degree that you're getting. So really, college could be 2 years in my opinion. I think the other 2 years are just tacked on there to get some more money out of kids. But I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. On one of my other videos, I talk about how college really helped me become a high functioning adult. And I feel like that's more so what you go to college for. I feel like you more so go to college to learn how to operate on your own, how to operate amongst professionals, how to make connections, how to write an email, how to be a high functioning adult in society. I feel like that's more so what college taught me. But how do you guys feel about it? Like, how do you guys feel about education? Do y'all feel like it's like nothing is gonna happen and education is gonna be the same, like the same amount of people are gonna continue to go to school? Or do you feel like the younger generation is gonna slowly weed out college and weed out schools? What do y'all think? Because right now a lot of them are on the wave of like, oh, I'm just gonna get certifications, or I'm gonna like go and use my talents to create a career for myself and I don't even need school. So what do y'all think? I'm interested. I'm opening up a can of worms. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this topic. Look around on my channel, and if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out my channel. Okay? Okay. XOXO, and I ain't ashamed.